Swadika, thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Tuesday, November 25th, and my name is Sandrahan Utsaha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward, and now on to today's headlines. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has welcomed the Upper House Speaker of Myanmar during the latter's official visit to the Kingdom of Thailand. The visit is aimed at strengthening legislative ties with the Thai Assembly. Myanmar's Upper House Speaker Kin Aung-myeon yesterday paid a courtesy call on the Thai Premier at the Government House during his official visit to the kingdom. General Prayut took this opportunity to praise the Burmese Assembly for giving seats to women. Mr. Myeon also met with President of the Thai National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, Phonphet Vichit Cholachai, who expressed his appreciation to the Burmese counterpart for being the very first member of ASEAN to visit the NLA since its establishment. He also praised Myanmar for playing a vital role in improving ASEAN's legislation, putting it on par with international standards. President Phonphet also noted that Thailand and Myanmar have had more than 66 years of diplomatic relations and mutual cooperation in various areas, while expressing his satisfaction regarding the idea of setting up the Myanmar-Thailand Joint Commission, which will lead to stronger ties and closer collaboration between the two. Panu Uttairat, Secretary General of the Southern Border Provinces Administrative Center, or SBPAC, said the main objective of the Prime Minister's visit to Malaysia on December 1st of 2014 was to boost the bilateral cooperation in the ASEAN regional context. Speaking about peace building in the deep south of Thailand, Panu said Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha had confirmed the government would adhere to peace dialogues in which Malaysia acted as facilitator. In this aspect, the SBPAC's roles were to build an atmosphere conducive to peace dialogues while raising public awareness about violence prevention. The SBPAC chief also said the government would continue the implementation of Thungyang Dang model after a trial run which involved people's participation in preventing violence and their support to government campaigns, leading to less tension in the region.
ในส่วนที่มาเลเซียเองเนี่ยเป็นผู้อำนวยความสะดวกเนี่ยนะครับซึ่งทางท่านนายกรัฐมนตรีเองเนี่ยนะครับก็มีนโยบายตั้งแต่ตอนต้นๆอยู่แล้วนะครับในการที่จะต้องใช้การพูดคุยเป็นหลักในการที่จะนำมาซึ่งความสันติสุขนะครับอย่างสปต.เองก็รับผิดชอบในการสร้างบรรยากาศนะครับหรือการสร้างความรับรู้ขึ้นในพื้นที่นะครับว่าพี่น้องประชาชนจะมีส่วนรับรู้มีส่วนในการสนับสนุนในการพูดคุยกันอย่างไร
He said since the Prime Minister has been in office, he has had a policy of pursuing the peace dialogue with Malaysia as the facilitator. The SBPAC would, on its part, keep locals informed of the progress of the dialogue in order to allow their participation, as the violence has affected all groups of people. Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan has traveled to Yala Province to extend assistance and compensation to Deep South residents affected by local violence. Accompanied by Deputy Defense Minister and Army Chief General Udomdet Sitabut and related officials, General Prawit presided over the opening of a rehabilitation program for victims of insurgency at Yala Ratchapat University. The ceremony was also attended by Secretary General of the Southern Border Provinces Administrative Center, or SBPAC, Panu Uttairat, as well as the commander of the 4th Army Region, governors of the 5 southernmost provinces, heads of related agencies, religious leaders, and public members. The program is supervised by SBPAC in collaboration with the provincial administrations and various humanitarian networks active in the Deep South. The objective is to allow rehabilitated unrest victims to share their experience with others while giving the involved bodies a chance to showcase their work progress and meet with those in need of help. The program is in line with the National Council for Peace and Order's policy to restore unity and happiness among the locals. On this occasion, there was a provision of 100,000 baht per head compensation to the injured and relatives of the dead. The distribution of the money will be carried out until next year for a total of 2,447 people, with over 245 million baht to be paid out. In his speech, General Parawit said he was assigned by Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha to make a visit to the region in order to relay his message of concern to the residents. He assured all that security authorities were intensifying their operations and putting in their best effort to fulfill the people's needs while ensuring their safety. Finance Minister Mom Ratchawong Pridiathon Hewagun says the current price of rice is in line with the goal set by the government. Following calls from rice farmers to have the government raise the subsidy price, the finance minister said the ongoing 8,000 baht per ton is a suitable rate. The government also has other programs that allow rice silo owners to take out loans from commercial banks at an annual interest rate of 3%, which the government would shoulder. He said he did not think the Commerce Ministry would release rice from its stocks at this time. He added that the government is currently developing another farmer assistance program, which will be ready next month, to help them supplement their income through other types of crop growing. The finance minister further stated that his ministry has been trying to get large organizations involved in the loan scheme for low-income families. The interest rate would be around 3% per month or 36% per year. Mom Ratchawong Pridiathon is scheduled to visit China on November 27th to join the Joint Trade and Investment Committee conference, where he is determined to encourage Chinese investors to build rubber factories in Thailand. The Ministry of Transport is drawing up measures to ensure safe and convenient travels for all vacationers during the upcoming New Year holiday. Deputy Transport Minister Akom Thempithya Phaisit has convened with heads of various agencies under the Transport Ministry's supervision in a bid to prepare a road safety campaign for people returning to their hometowns and those going on vacation during the New Year holiday. As the holiday period will fall between December 31st and January 4th, the campaign will kick off on December 26th and continue until January 5th. As part of the campaign, responsible authorities will impose road safety measures, traffic facilitation plans, as well as waivers of expressway fees, all of which will be proposed to the Cabinet for consideration in early December. According to Mr. Akom, the Transport Ministry is planning to open 3 additional bus pickup spots so as to reduce the congestion at the Machit bus terminal and alleviate traffic jams. The 3 spots will be located at the Department of Land Transport, the Tupat Themi Royal Thai Air Force Sports Stadium, and Future Park Rangsit Shopping Mall. Mr. Akom projected that holidaymakers will begin to embark on their journey on December 26th, and the number of commuters will peak during the period of December 28th to 29th. The transport company and the State Railway of Thailand have each confirmed they will be able to serve up to 100,000 passengers a day during the festive period, with extra services to be added if necessary. The Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives, or MOAC, is trying to maintain para-rubber prices at 60 baht per kilogram. MOAC has been implementing several programs to help rubber farmers cope with falling prices, such as providing compensation, stock relief, promotion of rubber consumption domestically, and career development schemes. Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister Pitipong Phungbun Ayutthaya has traveled to Malaysia to attend the rubber conference since November 20th. The minister is expected to establish cooperation in the rubber industry with other ASEAN nations, including Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, to help deal with the problem of declining rubber prices. According to the ministry, an ideal market would be set up to stabilize the price of rubber at 60 baht per kilogram by the end of this year. The president of the National Reform Council, or NRC, says suggestions made by the public cover all aspects and has reiterated that movements against the current government will not be an obstacle to achieving national reform. Tien Chai Kiranan, NRC president, spoke of the gathering of public input through various channels, saying all of the comments and opinions cover every aspect of reform, including politics, economy, society, and education. The president is confident that the collection of all voices of the public will be concluded in time, which is before December 19th. These suggestions will be carefully and thoroughly considered by the Constitution Drafting Committee, or CDC, before its members start writing the new charter. President Tien Chai also voiced his thoughts on the recent movements against the General Parayut-led government, saying the issue will not affect or obstruct the reform plan and that national reform will be achieved within its time frame. The public has been sending their suggestions on national reform to the National Reform Council, or NRC, through various channels. NRC centers, which were established last week with a name to collect opinions and suggestions on reforms in 11 areas, have been well received by members of the public. Since November 17th, a total of 1,680 suggestions have been sent through a number of channels, with the NRC website being the most popular one. All of the public input will be gathered and forwarded to the NRC by December 19th, after which it will be concluded and presented to the Constitution Drafting Committee, or CDC. Issues the public would like the NRC to address and focus on are the prevention and eradication of corruption, law enforcement, justice system, and political reform. The NRC was also asked to grant people the power to impeach the government in circumstances where the government fails to administer the country. Police are searching for a 31-year-old man from Sierra Leone identified as Cisse Samuel, who is on the list of people suspected of carrying the Ebola virus and has failed to report for daily checkups. Police Colonel Piawat Bunyun Anon, acting chief of Piatai Police Station, said he has ordered a hunt for Mr. Samuel after he missed the appointment with health officers on the 16th of November. The police strongly suggest that anyone who meets the suspect should avoid direct contact with him, keep everyone at a safe distance from him, and immediately inform either public health officials or police, or call the Department of Disease Control at 02-590-3000. Again, that is 02-590-3000. The International Conference of Asian Environment Chemistry, or ICAEC 2014, was opened in Bangkok yesterday, with Vice President for International Affairs of Julapon Research Institute, Chawat Atayukti, acting on behalf of Her Royal Highness Princess Julapon in opening the ceremony. The three-day conference is being held at the Convention Center of Julapon Research Institute. Playing host to the meeting are Julapon Research Institute, Chulalongkorn University, Kasetsart University, and various foreign organizations such as the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, the United Nations University, or UNU, as well as the Japanese private sector. Thailand has been selected by the Japan Society for Environmental Chemistry, which is the ICAEC organizer, to host the event due to the country's high potential and a wide range of environmental research. The main objectives of the conference, which is the third in its series, are to study the pollution situation in the ASEAN and Pacific regions in order to create a database for pollution controls in the future, and also to provide an opportunity for Thai researchers to exchange knowledge and experience with their peers and international pollution specialists. To promote gender equality, women's rights, and women's empowerment in every dimension of life in society, the United Nations adopted the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action as a policy framework to combat these issues, and Kun Suchani Rungmuanporn has this report.
Gender equality is not something that is a social norm in every country, especially in the underdeveloped or developing ones where the idea of an egalitarian society is not widely accepted. Unequal treatment and perceptions towards women, as well as limited access to life opportunities, are still regarded as pressing problems in the world that come with the mindset that is difficult to alter or eradicate. In East Asia and the Pacific region, traditional culture in some countries often dictates that women are inferior to men, physically, intellectually, and in social status. However, for many years now, activist organizations around the world have been drawing attention to this issue and are striving to improve the situation. The United Nations Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action is a defining policy framework for women's empowerment and a roadmap for securing gender equality and women's rights in governments, civil society, and among the public. It covers each woman in every dimension of life, for example, women and poverty, education of women, women and health, and the violence against women. The Beijing Platform for Action was adopted at the United Nations Fourth World Conference on Women in September 1995 in Beijing. It focuses on strengthening the case for a transformative goal in gender equality, women's rights, and women's empowerment, as well as reducing gender-based discrimination. Every 5 years, this Platform for Action has a regular progress review to outline remaining shortfalls and women-related challenges. This year, the review of action was held in the United Nations in Bangkok. Thailand, as a developing country in the Asia-Pacific region, performs well in terms of enhancing the parity of women in health and education, and the role of women in decision-making positions in companies and as parliamentarians. These Thailand initiatives are expected to inspire other countries.
First of all, Thailand is doing very well in many areas, in women's health, in women's education, in terms of women in senior management positions in the private sector. Thailand is top in the region. So there are many good practices that Thailand can share with other countries in the region and vice versa.
This year is the 20th anniversary of the action, which governments, stakeholders, together with UN member states, combine a concerted effort to ensure that every sector maintains gender equality. Sushani Rungmuanporn, NBT World.
And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we have a quick break, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 7th core value, understanding true democratic ideals with His Majesty the King as head of state.
Detecting plastic dumping and waste burning, toxic waste spill, contamination.
Don't let your waste strike back. Put trash in its place. Think when you throw.
Faithful Buddhists are invited to donate to the building of a huge Buddha statue known as Praputta Metta. It's to be constructed at Tepratan Temple, Soidao, Jantaburi. With a 20,000 baht donation, the donor's name will be engraved on the foundations of the statue. Those wishing to contribute may make their donations at the Royal Thai Embassy or at the Consulate General in each country, 7-Eleven convenience stores and stores with counter service signs, Rung Thai Bank, Siam Commercial Bank or Bangkok Bank. Please contact the phone numbers shown for more details.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline, and in our ASEAN and Beyond segment, Vietnam's Communist Party's General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong arrived at Moscow's Vnukovo Airport on Sunday as part of an official visit seeking to boost cooperation between the two countries. According to the Vietnamese government, Nguyen's visit comes at the invitation of Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Russian president's special representative, Igor Mogilov, welcomed Trong at Vnukovo Airport. The party chief and his entourage then paid a floral tribute to the late President Ho Chi Minh at the Ho Chi Minh Square in Moscow. He also visited the Hanoi-Moscow Cultural and Trade Center and met with Vietnamese embassy staff and representatives of the local Vietnamese community. The Vietnamese delegation includes Vietnam Foreign Minister Pham Binh Minh, and during the visit, Nguyen will meet with top Russian officials for discussions on strategic cooperation and strengthening of bilateral relations. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please do email them to us at newsline.npt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and you can check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We're saying goodbye today with some stunning views of Quang Phayao in Thailand's upper northern region. Have a great day. I'm Sandra Han Utsaha. สวัสดีค่ะ